Hi, welcome back to another one of my videos, and I'm back here in Japan, and I'm all set up in my summer clothes. Yeah, it's pretty hot today on a weekend, but it's not as hot as Singapore, definitely, and yeah, I'm back safe in Japan. So this video is very special because I don't think I've ever did video like this before, and I'm actually filming this on the DJI Action 4 camera with a wireless connection to my phone via the DJI app, so I can see exactly what I'm recording, and I had it all set up. I think the video is recording at 4K and 30 frames a second, and I don't quite trust the sound from the Action 4, so I'm using the standard my standard setup. What is that? The Rode lavalier mic connected to the Zoom H1n voice recorder, and then in post production I will usually use the sound, the voice, the sound that's being recorded through the actual voice recorder, because it sounds a lot better without all the ambient voice. So yeah, welcome back. In case you're new to my channel, you might want to consider subscribing. For all you good folks who have been with me for all these years, thank you so much for your support. I got one the previous video I was talking when I was in Singapore. I got one of the awesome folks who commented that he has been watching my videos since I was doing unboxing of 3A toys. It's like more than 15 years ago. So yeah, thank you so much for your support. Okay, let's just dive right in. Okay, when I was in Singapore, I heard a rumor that in this year, 2025, July 5th, there will be some kind of a disaster or some kind of a giant earthquake that will happen under the ocean floor. The plates near the sea, near the ocean, near the sea, with the Philippine plate and the other tectonic plate will collide, and it will cause some kind of a catastrophic underwater earthquake, and a major tsunami that will be 3 times bigger than the one experienced in 2011 will hit Japan. I have not heard such rumors before. I think some Japanese might have heard it a while ago, so I don't know where all these rumors came from. So I went to do a little bit of research, and I found out that it's actually from this manga artist called Ryo Tatsuki, or Tatsuki Ryo, which is like a female a manga artist here in Japan. And I think many years ago in 1980s, she was having weird dreams, and basically every time she woke up and she couldn't interpret her dreams, she would kind of write it down on a diary, because she was afraid that she might forgot what she saw in the dream. And a record of all this visions that she saw in the dream, from her diary, she kind of compiled them into a manga series, and she basically published this manga called The Future That I Saw in 1999. And I think the deadline, the closing date was I can't remember that, right on the day before the closing date, before the publisher allows her to send her script and whatnot, she had this weird vision again, and then she decided to just write a scribble, this little piece of paper on the front cover of the manga. And apparently on this piece of paper it says 2011 March 11, like a major disaster in Japan or something like that. And it turned out that manga was published in 1999, and in more like 9-10 years later, in 2011 on March 11, we all know a giant earthquake struck off the coast of Japan, and a gigantic tsunami came and destroyed a lot of the coastal areas in Japan. It was a really big disaster. And then after that incident, a lot of people began talking about her and a comic, how she could predict such an event back in 1999. And then they decided to just fit all the pieces and parts together and try to see what else in the manga that she actually wrote, that it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. I think only the March 11, 2011 that she wrote kind of was right on the spot in exact date. And then some people say she actually predicted the death of Freddie Mercury, but she kind of I don't know. It's just very vague, you know. Like she saw in a vision or something, and then over like a couple of years later, Freddie Mercury died. So it wasn't like 100% on that particular date. And in her vision, she kind of like in her she kind of saw like a poster of a lady with the name Diana or something. And then I think that was in like 1992 or something. And in 1997, Princess Diana. Was tragically taken away in a car crash or something. So, you know, it's like not like 100%. And then people started to piece, you know, the date and everything. And then I think one of the predictions was like she was talking about like in 2020 there will be like I don't know, like a disease or something that will like affect the people, you know, in Japan or something. And like the peak was in April or something. And 2020 we got the COVID-19, the global pandemic that sadly killed a lot of people, you know. That was unfortunate. So, and then you know, on and off, she kind of like wrote like Mount Fuji will erupt or something on a certain date, but it didn't happen on 2 consecutive dates. So based on my own research over this past week, kind of like it's like a, I wouldn't say she have like a 75% success rate. Some of the things that she kind of like wrote in her, like kind of wrote up in her diary and, you know, be published in the manga in 1999. Some of them were, the dates were spot on, you know, like the year, the month, and the actual date was spot on, but the rest were just, you know, like a vague hit and miss. So she says like, you know, it might be like 15 years later or 5 years later, I don't know. But if credibility, you know, based on credibility, if she has like a 85% success rate, then I would, you know, give her the credit. I might want to believe her. But some of the dates are a hit and the rest are a miss. So it's less than 50%. And one of the dates that she actually wrote was this year 2025 and July 5th, which is like next week or something. So I kind of want to do this video to let you guys know what I think of it. It's kind of like, it's very weird because the March 11, and the date that she wrote on the manga was on the last day, the closing day, before her manga was meant to be published. And the publisher kind of like went bankrupt. So, you know, at one point in time, no one could get like new copies of her manga. So a lot of people in Southeast Asia, especially people from Hong Kong, Taiwan, basically, mostly the Chinese, you know, became a huge fan of her, and hopefully based on the manga they might be able to take a precautionary measure against like future events or disaster. So a lot of people started searching for her manga, and very good condition use manga of the, you know, of her first issue, first release, was being sold as high as like 5,000 to 10,000 US dollars. People just grabbing out whatever they could find because they thought this was like a, you know, like the book in Back to the Future, where you could tell, you know, what's gonna happen in the future. And then sometime she kind of like this author, Tatsuki Ryo, or Ryo Tatsuki, kind of like disappeared over like a 15-20 years period. And then sometime in like, I think 2019 or 2020, somebody went online and like an imposter kind of try to pass off as her, try to, you know, sell more ideas and make create more like a panic. And you know, this impersonator, this imposter, you know, like covered their identity or something, even went online and tried to get a new copy of the I Could See the Future that I saw, you know, the manga republished. And then by chance, the original author, Tatsuki Ryo, happened to saw it on TV, on news or something, and she's like, this whoever this imposter is just ripping off me, you know, writing off my success and trying to create more nonsense, more fear in the future, you know. And you know, she was worried that this impersonator might tarnish her name, so she actually contacted the publisher, the new publisher, to you know, talk about it, like review her identity or something. And you know, because this is imposter was pretty active for a couple of years, so no one really believed like Ryo Tatsuki was the real person, the real manga artist. So she had to, you know, show these people, like the publisher or the you know, the newspaper or whoever that was interested in this thing, her original like like diary and original scripts for the manga and everything, and then people started to believe her, so she didn't want the imposter to write off her success or even tarnish her name in the future. So she came out, and then just before this new publisher published not republished, like published a new edition, the final edition or the complete edition of the future that I saw from Ryo Tatsuki. On the exact before the closing date, she had this same like weird like vision or dream or something, and that was like, yeah, the one that she wrote like in 2025, the year 2025, which is this year, like July. But there were rumors that she didn't actually write like July 5th, because the dream that she saw was like she saw it on July 5th, 4:18 a.m. in the morning. So people kind of speculated that, yeah, on this year 2025, July 5th, 4:18 in the morning, something might happen, you know, off the Sea of Japan, and I don't know, like a disaster might strike or something. I mean, Ryo Tatsuki says she saw like two dragons fighting, you know, and then they'll, you know, like probably two dragons fighting, probably the, you know, the two plates, tectonic plates collide and create this massive underwater earthquake, and then, you know, create a tsunami or something. And then there were even rumors that in 1964-65, a U.S. plane dropped a gigantic, a U.S. plane not drop, a U.S. Aircraft carrying like a megaton hydrogen bomb fell into the sea with the pilot, and it was never recovered. And you know, people are trying to link the two together, that, you know, if the earthquake happened, it might disrupt the bomb, and the bomb might cause a very, very big underwater like explosion, and you know, triple the size of a tsunami or something. But you know, it's all rumors, you know, and all these rumors create fear, you know, and fear is like this thing that, you know, it will manifest itself into your head, and it will feed on your sanity. So most people in Japan, including myself, do not really believe in such rumors, but people in Southeast Asia, especially fans of Ryo Tatsuki's works, are actually, you know, they actually believe these rumors to be true. So a lot of people actually canceled their trip to Japan. Some flights are even you know, canceled to Japan. So there's a slight decline in tourism during July period to August. I don't know. It might be good for Japan as a breather, because, you know, there's just over tourism everywhere in Japan. But for me, if you ask me personally, I trust science, medicine, technology, and probably ChatGPT. So I would not really give credit to whatever this prediction might be. I mean, there are some truth to it. You might give her some credit to it, but I take this as an opportunity to recheck my gear and you know, my bugged out bag, my medical kit. You know, just give me a reason to reevaluate my stuff, check that everything is working. Not that I do it very often, but, you know, it's just like, just give me a peace of mind. It's not that I believe, you know, the rumors and whatnot, but it's just a reason, you know, like I want to check my medical supplies. I want to make sure everything is up to date. Nothing is just rotten and old and everything. I want to keep all my like mobile bats, you know, fully charged. I mean, it's not that mine is dead or whatever. I usually keep my mobile batteries like fully charged. You can see from the, you know, the camera. It's like, yeah, 5 bars, so it's fully lit. And you know, I have a bunch of these G-Shock watches that last forever. They even have like, you know, atomic time calibration, and I've never changed any batteries of my G-Shock. These are basically like what is that? Armageddon proof watches. Yeah, I got a couple of these. I got the what is that? The heart rate sensor, a G-Shock as well. But yeah, you turn off the heartbeat sensors and whatnot. These last a month without any charge. So yeah, I got all my watches all powered up. So yeah, but just take this opportunity to keep my supplies healthy. Water, I have fresh water in my house, and you know, I live in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of a mountain. So if a tsunami, you know, if an earthquake were to strike off the coast of Japan, all the coastal areas will usually be in big trouble. You know, like places in Tokyo, Yokohama, you know, they'll be in trouble. But me, way up in the mountains, I don't know, Mount Osama might erupt, you know. So all these things might happen, might not happen. I don't know. I mean, we're not God. We can predict the future, but we can take it with a grain of salt. You know, it's like if somebody says there's a prediction or there's a rumor that something's going to happen, just take the opportunity to recheck, reevaluate your gear, find out what works and what not. It's just, just give yourself a reason to have a peace of mind, because it's, if July 5th it doesn't happen and then you kind of like slack off, and on July 6th it happened and then you're not prepared, then it's on you. So yeah, just try to get all my stuff out. I carry like a mystery wrench ASAP as my EDC pack. I keep the mystery wrench 3 days out, fully stashed in my room or something, and I put EDC gear inside, so in case something happened, I need to grab the bag and roll on the fly. And I'd probably put a tent outside the house, so if there's a giant earthquake in the house, somehow, touch wood, I don't have wood here, but if something happened to the house and I couldn't live in it, the tent's outside, I could sleep in a tent. Now it's summer, it's not too bad, it's not in the middle of winter. I got firewood behind me. I think on this side you can see the little yellow trays there. I could start a fire. I got my axe, I got my knives, I got basically everything here to keep my family alive for a while until we all figure out. And in the event of any disasters, anywhere you are, I think information is like very crucial. With proper information, you know what's going on, you know where to go, you know where the dangerous areas are, and you know what to do. That's really important, because I've experienced like the 2011 catastrophic disaster in Japan. I know how is it like, and over the years, earthquakes and a lot of the other natural disasters, floods, heavy snow, power failure. I've been through quite a bit here in Japan, so I'm more or less a little bit more prepared than I would if I would be in Singapore. It's so safe. There's basically like zero natural disaster in Singapore except like heavy rain and flood. So all these 20 years here, all these natural disasters kept me on my toes. So I'm a little bit more prepared than my family is. I talked to my wife and everything. She's like, nah, whoever believes such things. Like Japanese people don't really believe in such things, and Japanese news channels as well. They interview people on the streets to believe in this Ryo Tatsuki's like a dream, or a warning that what's gonna happen, something's gonna happen, and most Japanese will just say no, we don't believe this. But it's just to have have a peace of mind. I want to keep the cars fully fueled, everything is in functioning, in proper functioning condition. So just in case something happened, not even on July 5th, on any time of the year, I can be better prepared. But where I am, right in the middle of Japan, is relatively safe, except if the volcano erupts, I might have an issue. So the other thing is, I think Mount Fuji has been dormant for a very long time, but it is an active volcano, so there is a possibility that it might erupt. When it will erupt, nobody knows. If it does erupt, it's going to affect a lot of people. It's going to affect a lot of places in Japan, because Mount Fuji is like the biggest mountain here in Japan, I think. So yeah, and then earthquake, Japanese government also kind of like the experts and everything, the government came out with this review from a panel of experts that there will be a very, very big earthquake that will struck off the coast of Japan and create like a giant tsunami. They call it the Nankai Trough, where the tectonic plates meet. So there's a possibility of a giant earthquake happening and creating a huge giant wave. It might happen within this 30 years, but no one knows exactly when it's gonna happen. And the funny thing is, after I came back from Singapore, after reading about, doing my research about Ryo Tatsukis and like July 5th, next Saturday, there has been like reports in the news, actual news, that there's this little island way down south, in Okinawa, way down south, and there are like underwater eruptions, like 470 to 490 mini eruptions underwater, and the islanders, the children, they couldn't sleep at night, they couldn't go to school. That like everybody's like being affected by it. So yeah, it's just it's like you try to link A, B, and every C and everything together, and then you might all kind of become a self-fulfilling prophecy. But yeah, on hindsight, it might happen, but it might not. But yeah, I just take the opportunity to prepare. And what else what I was gonna say? Oh yeah, on a side note, today a couple of yes, I think it was like Friday. Japanese what is that? A government executed the Twitter serial killer last I think it was like Friday. There's this guy who's I think it's like 30 odd years old. He went online on Twitter and basically he finds all his victims who are suicidal, folks who wants to die or commit suicide. He lured them to his house and he killed like 9 people, 8 female and 1 male, and then he kind of like put on their bodies in like cooler boxes with ice in his house. And I think a couple of years ago, police was investigating like a missing a lady, and then they tracked it to his house. And then when they searched his house, they found all these cooler boxes in the living room. Basically, this serial killer lived with all his like victims in his house. So it's pretty grisly, but yeah, they put an end to him. That was one of the biggest news last week. But the funny thing is, in Japan, if you're on death row, you don't really know when they will execute you. So they will usually decide like on that day itself, and then they'll execute you. So you don't really have like a mental preparation of when you will die. But that's the way the Japanese system works. But yeah, it's kind of sad that this serial killer took the lives of 9 people, and he only died 1 time. I wish he would die like 9 times for each of the lives he took. It's pretty crazy. And I think since last year there were like a lot of knife-related murders and death or something. It's pretty scary because Japan is relatively safe, but from last year there's a lot of like murder cases, like random, some weird person would just go up to somebody and then stab them with a knife and run away or something. It's just pretty scary. So I think 2 or 3 of these this incident, the perpetrator, the murderer, had some kind of motive, but the rest they just it's like random. They just stab random people, just kill random people. So it's pretty scary. So the Japanese government actually consulted like a couple of professionals, and they kind of like these professional advise folks who are traveling in big cities in Japan, anyway, or to prevent putting in your headphones with this noise cancelling device and shut out your whole world. They kind of advise folks who are taking the public transport or in crowded places to be aware of your surrounding, to up your situational awareness, and make sure you know where you are, who's behind you. Not to be paranoid to a certain extent, but the experts actually advise anyone who is traveling to just not shut your world out completely by using like noise cancelling devices. It used to be, like you go to down Tokyo, I mean, me, myself included, when I'm down Tokyo, it's noisy, it's crowded, I just want to keep this personal bubble to myself. So I pop on my headphones or earbuds, and I shut out the world completely by playing my favorite music and have this noise cancelling, noise cancelling thing activated. But given the recent spate of all this knife-related crimes, it's just a little bit scary. Yeah, you never know, what's gonna happen. It's not just you can't prevent such things from happening because a knife attack is usually very fast. There's no way to prepare for it, and there's no core or nothing. Some random guy would just come up behind you or something. So it's pretty scary. So yeah, just something's going on. Just gotta be careful. You gotta protect yourself. So yeah, backpack on your back, so nobody can just nobody can attack you from your back, your neck. But yeah, just be careful. When you're out there. So yeah, I think basically this past week, the news is about there. Rice has been stable. Back, I think last year towards this year, Japanese was facing a shortage of rice, and the rice prices just skyrocketed. Usually a 5 kg bag of rice will be like I don't know, like 20, 25, you know, 20 odd dollars. I think a couple of months ago, a 5 kg bag of rice went up to as much as like 50 bucks. So those this rice shortage, so everyone's going around and grabbing up all the supplies. So you can go to a local supermarket, there's just no rice. So you know, yeah. And so the previous what is that, Ministry of Agriculture, he talks a lot of nonsense and everything. I mean, he came out and say like I've not bought rice, you know, and I got all my rice for free, and then they kind of change him. I mean, if you can understand and stand, you know, and see from the perspective of your regular citizens, and definitely you're not fit to be a politician, you know, to speak for the rest of us. They kind of, yeah, the government scrapped him and put in another new guy. Yeah, I kind of like this new guy because his dad is Koizumi Junichiro, which is one of the coolest Japanese ex-prime minister. I mean, when his dad was prime minister, it's amazing. But now his son, they replaced the previous Ministry of Agriculture with his son, and in 1 week, he got the rice shortage under control. He released all the government reserve rice and got them into the hands of the shops. And now, you know, I think about a month down the road, we can get rice, you know, in the supermarket, and the prices are slowly going down. So this guy's very capable. I like him. Yeah, he's awesome. He don't just speak with his mouth, you know. He put his money where his mouth is. He get things done. So yeah, basically that's it, you know, for this week. I think every week I want to do like little updates like that, you know, on what's going on in Japan, and maybe sometimes, you know, introduce certain very cool trend or gadgets or food from like 7-Eleven. I think Japanese 7-Eleven is one of my favorite. They usually have like special stuff coming out every now and then. So yeah, let me know how this video is. Do you guys like weekly updates like that to tell you guys, you know, like to what exactly is happening in Japan? So yeah, do give me some comments, some feedback. I'll see what I can do. So yeah, let me know what you think of these rumors on July 5th. If I make it, I make it. If I don't make it, you know, I did good. Yeah, so I'll see you guys next week or in the next video. Take care, stay safe, and bye.